Whew, I have got chills, guys. Today's update, I mean, this is too much. This is an Agency Pro feature, okay? But even if you don't have Agency Pro, I think you're obligated as a marketer to watch this because this is the direction that agencies are headed in the future. If you work for an agency, even if you have a corporate job, I have a feeling at some point you're going to jump on the Agency Pro bandwagon after you see this and some of the other updates that are coming out really soon. Anyway, this feature today is basically going to create the full 360-degree loop between onboarding a customer and getting your required 8 hours of sleep. Because now 100% of servicing a client is automated. And the way we did that is the one remaining thing that you guys had to do to deliver a stellar result for your clients is set up that stupid watermark. I shouldn't say stupid, but it's so troubling because you got to go back and forth with the client, have them give you a logo and then you got to, upload it and then you got to figure out, where you want to put it, what you want to name it. All of that is completely automated. Now it sucks in their logo, gets them to confirm it, gets them to adjust it. It generates two versions of it. One soft with like a 30% opacity, another one with 100% opacity called logo, and everything corresponds with the name you give the watermarks in the CSV that we automatically post for you. So now, the weekend word search puzzles, those automatically are going to have their logo at a 30% transparency, and the other memes during the week are going to have the solid logo in just the right place at just the right size. And literally, you will never have had logged into their workspace ever. You could service them for years without ever even entering their workspace. I don't think in the history of agencies has that been the case. Now it's the case. Going forward, you can do this. One thing I want you to understand is that you're going to need to take one little step. All of the new clients that sign up will automatically get this, or any new pricing plans that you set up. It's automatically going to set this up. But there's one little checkbox that you're going to need to check. So before you log out of this training and go off to the pub to grab a few bubblies, not yet. You need to click or check a box. Then it will be active in your pricing plan. So be sure to watch till the end. And we can high five after the work is done. So first, I'm going to demonstrate what the new flow is, okay? This is what you're used to seeing, right? This is your sign-up page. Of course, you've got your branding on the left, so it may look a little different, your color button and things like that. One thing that we've added with this task is a website field. And a couple of you raised concerns, so we made this optional. And we've handled that, like what's going to happen if they don't enter a website. Don't worry, we've handled that. So what happens is, when they enter their website, I'm going to enter Socialmonials, just so it can pull in our logo and I can show you how that works. Let me in. The first thing it's going to do is ask for their social profiles because that is the most important thing. So right now it's going out to our website, pulling in the logos it finds, and it will display those on the right page. So now I would connect my social accounts, but when you click continue now, add your logo to social posts. We would like to increase your brand exposure by adding your logo to most of the social post images. Please provide us with your company logo below. And by the way, of course, you can modify this and customize it to your brand voice. So as you can see below, here's how it works. Since we found a logo on the page, we just displayed it. So we're going to let them just click here and select the photo or the logos that we found on the page. If they don't like this, they can click here or drag an image there. So if they have like a different logo they want to use, we allow them to do that as well. Or if they just want to skip it completely and not use any watermarks, they can do that too. So I'm going to click this and just select my logo. So the next stage is it's going to say add your logo to social post, preview and adjust your logo. And as you can see, it's previewing it for them, and it lets them upload a different logo, or they could change the logo size. So they can just drag this and make it just the size they want and get a preview. By the way, when we create these watermarks for them, we always use bottom right because that's pretty standard. If you want to change that, you'll have to do it on a per workspace basis because that is just how this one works, bottom right. And when you're done with that, they can click Save and Continue. If they scroll all the way down, they got this last minute, I changed my mind, don't add my logo. But most people will want to add this. So Save and Continue. And now they go on to their familiar thank you screen. That was so easy, you guys. They are totally onboarded. And now they'll continue onto the dashboard and only see the features that you have specified for that pricing plan. So know this, okay? Let's say they have a website that doesn't have a logo on it anywhere. Nothing that we can find. Or let's say they skip the website part because they don't have a website yet. They're a brand new company, like looking to you guys to help them launch. Okay. What happens in that case is it's just going to prompt them. It's going to say, hey, we can go and scrape the page of your website for you. Let me just show you. I hope you guys don't mind spending another moment here, but let's do a real quick walkthrough up to that point so I could show you what happens if they do not have a website. So I'm going to grab this again. Let's go and do this again. I'm going to put in some garbage information just so we can get to that part. Password's not long enough. Bogus phone number, bogus company, Inc. And for the website, let's just leave it totally blank. Select an industry and go. So since it's not going to be able to obviously find a website because we didn't enter one, now the flow will be a little different. It's not going to treat them like it's never going to say there was an error. Okay, don't worry about them ever receiving any kind of a negative message. We wouldn't do that. Okay, so I'm going to continue. So what we say is we can fetch your logo from your website or click here if you prefer to upload your logo is the secondary option here. So they can literally just, and it tells them transparent backgrounds preferred. So if they want to click this and choose something from their hard drive, they can do that. Or just like we did when I entered my website, when we signed up, they can enter it here and fetch it. Like, let's just say they skipped it because they didn't realize it was super important like this. It'll still do the same thing, and then it just skips right back on, gets right back on track, guys. Very, very slick. Super easy for your clients to get set up. And now you guys don't have to worry about anything. And one of the great things is, as if they say skip, like I don't want to upload my logo, we automatically change their company settings over in, I'm going to show you where. Remember how in Workspace Preferences, we have a company settings, which is kind of like where, their preferences for service are located. So user preference, oh, you know what? I just gave myself an account that only has access to, it doesn't have admin access. So what I'm going to do is log out and log back in to an admin account. So don't want to autofill. So workspace preferences, and just to remind everybody, integrations and workspace preferences, these are only available for admins. So if you have restricted setup for the type of user account that's created for your new buyers, they're not going to be able to access integrations or workspace preferences. That's kind of reserved for the administrators and the account owners. So workspace preferences, let me show you what we automatically set things at. So down here under company settings, and this is a good refresher for you guys. Remember this watermark feature on by default when creating a social post? This is important that you have this on if they want watermarks in a when you use the posting assistant, because a lot of you have the feature set on, and that's the default, to only apply watermarks when this is checked. If this is not checked, this kind of implies that, well, they have a bias towards not using watermarks. So what we do is during that onboarding, when we snag their logo, if they say skip, we're going to leave this unchecked. So by default, it's not going to add the watermark. But if they take that step of selecting a logo or uploading a logo of their own, then we're going to automatically check this for you guys. That way, when the posting assistant kicks in 3 days and it starts posting for them, it's automatically going to start applying that watermark, again, without you guys even having to log into that workspace at all. So very, very happy about that. I'm going to show you a couple of other things, such as how to set this up. It's just one checkbox. Not a difficult thing, but it is a required step. So if you jump in Agency CRM, within each of the pricing plans, you have the opportunity to turn this on or off. Okay, so like let's say Junior Social Media Manager, you may choose to not give them watermarks on your basic plan. And this is totally up to you. Personally, if you guys are charging at least $99 a month for your plan, go ahead and give it to them, as long as it's at least like a partial, agency plan for them. But if you're doing like a pure SaaS at only, $20 a month or, $30 a month or something like that, definitely you wouldn't want to switch it on for that. So I'm going to do it for the Social Media Manager plan, the next one up. So when you jump in here, you'll notice there's a new checkbox after the thank you screen checkbox. Ask them to upload watermark logo. So we would like to increase your brand exposure by adding your logo to most of the social post images. Please provide us with your company logo below. This is where you would change this call to action, asking them to add it. So you can translate that if you're, in a different language or anything like that. And just remember that if you have any existing pricing plans, this will not be checked by default. You will have to check this, but every time you create a brand new pricing plan in your account, we will check this by default, because it would be insanity not to want to use this new feature. It's a big time saver. You guys are the best. If you don't have AgencyPro yet, please pop over to, it's called agency.socialmonials.com/pro. It's only $199 a month, and you get 20 free workspaces. That means your first 20 clients, there's no monthly cost on top of the $199. So by the time you reach 20, you're going to have so much revenue. You won't really mind the extra $10 a month for each additional client that you add after that. So if you have any questions, you can always reach us on live chat, or you can please just comment to this video and we'll be happy to respond. Enjoy your week, everyone.